Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from Confrontations, here to strike first, strike hard, and show no mercy to Cobra Kai, Season 3, Episode 7, Obstaculos, which, by the way, is Spanish for obstacles. Very clever show. Very clever. The episode's description reads as follows. Daniel spends some father-daughter time with a traumatized Sam. Johnny plans to form a new karate dojo, but struggles to come up with a cool name. The episode was directed by Jennifer Salata, who has directed 7 episodes across 5 seasons. The teleplay is credited to Alyssa Fortelier, who was a staff writer for Season 3 of this series. Before going any further, I will tell you a couple of things. 1. This is not a spoiler-free dojo, so if you haven't watched the episode, I highly recommend you go and check it out, and then watch my video. Secondly, if you are listening to this on forums that my work is now available on, feel free to subscribe or follow me there. You can also head over to my YouTube channel and check out additional content which may not be currently available here. If you are already on my YouTube channel and want to support the channel, please hit me up with a like, share, and comment, and please subscribe to my channel. The channel has officially hit 1,000 subscribers, which was a major goal of mine for a couple of years now. So thanks to everybody who subscribed to my channel, including my Cobra Kai fans. It's been a while, to put it mildly, since the last time I covered an episode of the series, and we are back for a so-so episode. It had its moments, in fact some big important moments for the series, but this just feels mostly like setup. We begin in the dojo, with Sam working on her moves. She exits to the main dojo, where she encounters Tori. Uh-oh. Tori calls her out on hiding from her and watching her friends as they were beaten up, which was the incident that caused Dimitri to end up with a broken arm, thanks to Hawk. They begin fighting, which seems to go very badly for her. It goes from bad to worse when Tori starts to drown her in the koi pond. Don't worry, it was all a dream, which Sam wakes up from with her hair slightly out of place, but still looking better than I do. Well, pretty much ever, honestly. We cut to a training montage of Miguel relearning to walk with Sensei Johnny Lawrence, who's using a variety of his usual creative techniques, including having Miguel lift a keg as a weight, while getting himself a beer at the same time. You can't say that man doesn't know how to multitask. A 1-minute montage is all you need to relearn how to walk after a near-fatal paralyzing incident. Good to know. It ends with a slow-motion walk with Miguel and Johnny walking towards the trash with his wheelchair and crutches. So overblown, but an example of why I love this series. Cut to Miguel, sitting in his house. Miguel is trying to come up with names for Johnny's new dojo, while Johnny is sitting on Facebook staring at his Facebook message to Allie, pondering how long does it take to receive. Johnny is under the mistaken impression it might take a while because she's in Colorado, but Miguel is quick to point out that it's instantaneous. Johnny ends up suggesting they use Cobra Kai, but just change the C to a K and call themselves Triple K. Miguel is quick to point out that perhaps calling themselves the KKK might not be a good idea. Yes, indeed, folks. Some woke folks might have an issue with that. Johnny basically sticks a pin in the name and skips to recruiting. They are in luck there because Miguel is going back to school for his first day, which apparently he couldn't do being all handicapped and all. So, this school isn't handicap accessible? You know, there's a lawsuit in the school's future, right? I mean, they already had a karate melee there, which could resulted in quite a few lawsuits from parents, and now they're not handicap accessible. Get it together, school. Luckily for Miguel, he learned how to rewalk in just a minute. We cut to Sam finding her parents in the kitchen, acting all weird. They tell her that Daniel has decided to restart Miyagi-Do, and that Amanda is fully on board. Just one wrinkle in that. Sam doesn't want anything to do with karate. Apparently, she is having some issues. Amanda suggests that Daniel and Sam play hooky to spend some quality time together. Miguel returns to school, where he is greeted with a banner welcoming him back. Hawk greets him, asking if he was given bionic legs. And you know, I feel like we are gypped out of a really awesome new show about Miguel and his bionic implants. No, he has his old boring legs. Hawk brings up how Cobra Kai is crushing it, which is Miguel's opportunity to try to recruit him, but the bell rings. Hawk is saved by the bell. Nobody else seems particularly urgent about getting to class, however, as Miguel runs into Dimitri with his new cast and Yasmin for some reason. Dimitri offers her to sign his cast, and she passes. She was cool with him staring at her boobs in the past, because he helped her get an A in science, but now he's defective. Why is Yasmin even here right now? She nopes out of the scene, and Miguel asks Dimitri how he broke his arm. Dimitri gets solemn and says there are some things they need to catch up on. So, these two didn't talk at all while he wasn't at school? Some friends these two are. Johnny, meanwhile, is searching for a new dojo, but one isn't too impressed with the handshake deal, and even the low-end crappy place is more than Johnny can afford, thanks to living in L.A. But then he discovers the wonders of the public park. Meanwhile, Sam and Daniel are out on the lake fishing. Even I couldn't manage to catch a tree out here. Still probably could manage to tangle my lure, though. This outing has nothing to do with convincing Sam to return to karate. Except it's 100% about convincing Sam to return to karate. This doesn't end well. Lunchtime at school, Dimitri accidentally runs into Kyler with his tray, and he realizes he's in big trouble. Kyler's all like, "What, you thought I was going to knock your tray over? What do you take me for?" Instead, he throws Dimitri's food in the garbage. I don't think that's much better. "Oh, you'd like me to sign your cast? Of course I will." And then proceeds to draw a giant, not safe for work penis on his arm. If they ever make a series about Kyler repeatedly getting punched in the face over and over and over, I'd watch that series. Meanwhile, Mitch tries to sit with his Cobra Kai buddies, but alas, he isn't in Cobra Kai anymore, so he's forced by Hawk to go sit with Bert. At least Ernie's not there. Miguel enters the scene, hot on Hawk, and is angry with him for breaking Dimitri's arm. Hawk claims that he should be thanking him for getting revenge on Miyagi-Do. Oh, good lord. Dimitri had nothing to do with what happened to Miguel. Robbie did. Robbie, who isn't even in this episode for the record. The only thing Dimitri was responsible for was kicking Hawk's ass, which was kind of unbelievable, but yeah, whatever, it's fun. Miguel continues to be unimpressed with people doing horrible things to others in his name, kind of like he's Jesus or something. And Miguel tells him that that isn't what Sensei Johnny taught him. But Johnny isn't Hawk's sensei anymore. Miguel is hurt that he would betray Johnny after everything he did for Hawk. But in Hawk's mind, Johnny betrayed them. Miguel doesn't think that's Hawk talking, but John Kreese. He suggests that he join Johnny in his new dojo. Hawk seems thrown that Johnny is starting a new one. Hawk and Miguel notice Dimitri getting taunted and laughed at about his new cast signing. Miguel looks disappointed and asks Hawk, "So these are your new friends now?" The two of them are not the only ones to notice this scene. Yasmin looks like a human being with empathy for a moment. Back with Daniel and Sam, and the most disastrous fishing trip ever that doesn't include me, Sam finally reveals that she's scared. Daniel, in reaction to this, wants to take her someplace. I hope it's not a haunted house, because I don't think that's going to help much. We cut to Johnny entering the high school, where he happens upon a shocked Miguel, who wonders how he got in there. Johnny non-answers he went to school there and knows all the secret ways in. After the big karate melee, this school's security still sucks. Recruiting isn't going so well because all of his friends drank the Cobra Kai Kool-Aid. Johnny, not getting the reference, asks, "What's wrong with Kool-Aid?" Well, Johnny, for me personally, these days, it's just too sweet. I'm kind of getting up there in the age, and yeah, it's just too sweet for me. Also, it's been known to be used by cults in mass suicides. Johnny decides to approach Hawk and other members of Cobra Kai. First, he offers an apology, saying he quit and gave up. The fight at the school rocked him to the core. Hawk isn't moved by this speech, claiming he gave up on them long before the school fight. Johnny gets into Hawk's face and gives him a stirring speech about how he made Hawk. When he first met Hawk, he was as soft as a baby's bottom. Kreese doesn't give a crap about any of them, and he will ruin their lives. If they want to be saved, they will join him in the park, and don't be late. And then he knocks some random kid's books out of his hand. He apologizes and says that old habits die hard. Oh, Johnny, never change. Daniel takes Sam to the All Valley Sports Arena. I'm curious if they ever use this arena for anything else other than the All Valley Karate Tournament. I mean, currently it looks like a basketball court, so maybe that's what it's used for when it's not being used for karate. Anyway, he arrives at a spot and says, "This is where it happens." Sam thinks he's talking about where he beat Johnny, but nope. This is the spot where he almost lost to fear in Karate Kid 3 to Mike Baum. Miyagi said the right things to get him up, but it was Daniel who had to get off the mat, just like Sam has to. And with that 1-minute speech, Daniel cures PTSD and anxiety problems. Good to know. Thankfully, this isn't really the end of Sam's problems. Otherwise, I would have some issues with this. 2 minutes to regain your ability to walk and cure major psychological problems. If only we had Johnny and Daniel together, we would solve all of the world's problems in minutes. In the halls, Dimitri is zipping up his bag on the ground while Kyler continues to be the worst human being to ever walk the face of the planet, slaps Dimitri upside the head. Yasmin, looking awkward, asks Dimitri if he has a marker, and wouldn't you know it, he just happens to have one. She uses it to write, "not safe for work" words, to turn his penis of shame into something quite a bit more positive for him. It seems that Yasmin has turned into a human being, and this unbelievably is the beginning of a love story. Cut to Sam practicing in the dojo. In comes Daniel, who grabs a stick, or what I believe is called a bow staff. It was Donatello's favorite weapon, Donatello, of course, being one of the Ninja Turtles. He tosses it to Sam and tells her to show her cast the rod, and wouldn't you know it, the boat was karate training after all. Color me completely unsurprised. Though the only thing that I would be showing Daniel is how to untangle a lure. Actually, he would have to do it for me because I suck that much at fishing. Johnny is in the park with his new recruits, which includes Miguel, Mitch, Bert, and hilariously, the kid who Johnny knocked the books out of back at the school. Never noticed that before. Johnny says that if they are going to be taken seriously, they are going to need a name that commands respect. He opens up a box full of t-shirts with the name Eagle Fang on them, and thus Eagle Fang is born. He throws the shirts to his newfound students to put on. Mitch is the only one who takes off his shirt to put his new one on. Everyone else just puts the new shirt over the ones they're currently wearing. Mitch's shirt is a little snug. Out of the blue, we see Hawk, Johnny. Out of the blue, we see Hawk. Johnny thinks for a moment that he's won some new students, but alas, not so much. Kyler and Tori appear, and so does John Kreese, who offers Johnny one more chance to join him so they can rule the galaxy. Once again, Kreese is channeling Emperor Palpatine here, as he does for much of the season. Johnny says he will never join him because he's Luke Skywalker, and he will save the galaxy from the evil Empire. Hawk, whose heart and mind seem winnable, has now said that he is Cobra Kai for life. Kreese says, "You made your choice, and now you're going to regret it," before putting on his shades and walking away with his new students. And this would be way cooler if there was an explosion behind Kreese as he walked away. But that would probably kill Johnny and the rest of his kids, and that would kind of ruin the show for me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the episode. That one was okay, with some good moments here and there. Thankfully, we're heading into better episodes with much more to recommend coming up. Maybe I'll cover them sooner than a year from now. If you like this video and want to support the channel, there are a number of ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions. You can join my Core Productions Facebook page. You can buy something from the Core Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a copy, which is a new way to support content creators such as myself. And of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video, as well as subscribing to my channel. This is Dave from Core Productions, signing off.